Oh, we on. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, welcome. If this is your first time here, it's definitely welcome. It's a pleasure having you in. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer, and technically, as a spiritual healer, what I do is that I help people. I help people to heal who they are, and that part of the healing pretty much consists of the alignment of your emotions with your intellect, and ultimately with the universe or with everything around you. Another way of saying that is like I help you to become one with yourself by embracing your emotions, your intellect, and now you can relate. And now you being now you relating to your to God. So pretty much it's the same idea of mind, body, and soul. That's pretty much what that is. So I help you to understand how your emotions are being created, and also for you to understand those emotional patterns. And in addition to that, any blockages, that's going to be part of the process. That's how you heal yourself. That's when you go see a shrink and you're talking about something that took place. You are acknowledging that emotion. Those are emotional blockages that you have to pretty much understand and acknowledged. So the other part of that, which is another big part, which is your psychology, your intellect, conditioning, like I like to tell people. When we're talking about your psychology, we're talking about your culture. We're talking about, not just in the physical sense, but we're talking about the way you see life. Your psychology, how you are trained to even see life. Because when you talk about capitalism, all of these different ideologies, those are just ways of thinking. Now, which one are you adopting, and how is that? How is it? What kind of impact it has on you? So pretty much you become, you become, instead of being controlled by other people's thoughts and ideas, and, the whole point of you becoming conscious is for you to take charge of your own psyche and your own emotion. That's why this type of work, nobody can do it for you. It has to be done by you and you alone. But what I do now, I open up the door, I help you to see things. That's what I do. So you can see the reflection in yourself, and ultimately, you'll get it together. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're coming back, welcome. Welcome back. You already know it's always a pleasure having you motherfuckers back. You already know what we do here, so get your drinks, get a plate. You know what I'm saying? I always got something for you, baby. Mm-hmm. Now, before we even get started, right? Now, if this is your first time here, as a spiritual healer, pretty much the tool that I use, to do my job or to help you to see who you are, I use spirituality. Now, when it comes to spirituality, a lot of people sometimes they look at it as something that's like far distant from you, or if that's not the case, it's a religious thing, somewhat, it's not the norm. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like people would be sitting down and having that type of conversation. Like, when you're talking, having a social event, that wouldn't be part of it. Well, I'm here to let you know you got it all fucked up, my nigga. Because all of these different things are created by us. So when we're talking about spiritualities, we're simply talking about yourself, which is the story of the spirit. And a lot of our ancestors, they actually, they left a sacred text, and understanding so that we can actually come to that same realization, which is that self-awareness, which is consciousness. Or I should say, the Christ consciousness, or becoming the Buddha. Because now we're talking about the highest state of consciousness. Because everybody's conscious. It varies in degree, but when we're talking about being born again, when you activate that spirit in you, that's a different ball game, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, hold up. So technically, spirituality is you. There's no mystery about it. Well, the mystery of it, that's what the mystery is. The mystery of it is technically is hidden. You have to look for it. It's when we're talking about spirit, we're talking about you, right? So then you have a subconscious mind, you have your emotions, you are energy. Energy is storing in you, and when what I'm saying, you exchanging your energy with other people. Different type of messages are being exchanged. So there's a whole lot that's taking place. So now, as a spiritual healer or an occultist, same shit. We're here to give you a better perspective of what you're looking at. That's when you'll see in a lot of occult, they telling you about you have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious mind. And, now people are talking a lot about, oh, you have a conscious mind, be careful, you gotta, whatever the fuck is being said. But all of that is being said because now, I mean, not just now, but what not the magicians, that's the same shit anyway. The ascended masters, what I'm saying? Your Jesus, whoever the fuck, what I'm saying? Your Osiris, what I'm saying? Hermes, Tahuti, all of these characters or people, are ascended masters, technically what they were doing is giving us a better vision on things, showing us a better way of looking at it because it's not as it appears to be. And pretty much that's why the Indian called this world Maya, meaning it's not what you think it is. It's not what it appears to be. And technically, as we're delving into ourselves, and that's what we're doing. That's why this knowledge, they call it hidden culture in a sense. Not that it's being kept away from you, but it's not right in front of you. You have to look for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to look for it. So how do you look for it? That's pretty much what I want to be talking about tonight. Because in my last recording, I talked about, building your house on a solid foundation. Now, how do you create a solid foundation? Do you see what I'm saying? So pretty much this is about we're building your foundation. Because a lot of us, when you don't have a broad perspective, so therefore your foundation is going to be limited. For instance, if you identify yourself with, let's just say, the material only. So therefore, you see yourself with money. If money is how you identify yourself, then you need to have a lot of it. Do you see what I'm saying? And if you have little of it, I mean, what I'm saying? Like, your emotions are all over the place. It's chaotic for you. you know? It's just insane. So that's where the whole, now you're looking for validation through other people. And that right there, well, I shouldn't say that right. Well, the fact that you identify yourself with only part of you, not the whole you, is the very foundation of what the state of ignorance is. Because now all you're doing about, getting to know who you are or tapping into the divinity in you, it's you understanding your subconscious mind, and it's you coming in realization. It's you mastering and identifying those part of you that, what I'm saying, that you don't, it's not the first thing that you look at when you look at somebody. That's why we are spirit. So spirituality is simply talking about us. Do you see what I'm saying? And now, as you balance or as you develop your divinity, or you raise your consciousness, however, it's, what I'm saying, you put it in however it fits for you. It's all the same thing, right? Then now you're becoming a better human being. Now you're having a balanced life. Not so much you're not competing with anybody, because now you found values in yourself. You know better. In other words, okay, we're not saying it's bad to have money, but if you don't have money, it's okay. You could have money, you may not have money. It's okay, man. Either way. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, you start looking at people differently too. Because now there's no competition involved. Do you see what I'm saying? But all of that has to do with you, not just rebuilding your foundation, but it's truly creating your foundation by acknowledging those internal values. So to build to build your house on a solid foundation is to build yourself on internal values. Something simple as, like I always tell people, follow your dream, follow your passion. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that is so powerful. And anybody who ever done that, right, to a certain level, the level of consciousness is different from, like a fucking artist. A motherfucker who's making music, like his state of consciousness, it's not average. It cannot be average. Because now he had to be in touch with a different aspect of himself. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the God in them. But, you don't have to be an artist, but by you following your passion, you know what I'm saying, that's what, that path is going to get you closer to yourself. So that is one of the methods that I talk, because the foundation of the spirituality that I'm talking about, I talk about, for me, I don't get into the subconscious. That's more of a fucking European perspective. But I deal with you. The foundation for me would be your false self, your ego, and your true self. I help you to identify these three and help you to understand. And also, you definitely got to eat from the tree of life. That's another method for you to use to actually build a stronger foundation. The tree of life is having, the life knowledge. The type of knowledge that open up your mind, makes you see, allows you to have a bigger picture. You see what I'm saying? I'll give you a perfect example. Something as simple or little as, if you understand everybody's needed, we all need one another, that means everybody's important. So if you're looking at everybody's important, why would you give a fuck about a lawyer or a fucking doctor or even a fucking president? So that knowledge alone would give you a whole different perspective. That is the tree of life, meaning, life knowledge, and it gives you a broader perspective. If everybody's needed, just like they say, if it wasn't for poor people, rich people would have to eat their money. That means, you know what I'm saying, if you have $1 million right now, you're looking to spend and all the stores are closed. What are you going to do? So poor people gotta help you enjoying your money. Oh shit! How about that? How about that? So that type of knowledge, it opens up your mind. It helps you to be, you're gonna say humble, but it's really a fucking understanding. That's why with this type of knowledge, you already master your fucking ego. What people are calling the ego, it's not truly the ego. Your ego is there to protect you. Whichever way, however the fuck you feed it, if you're living in a society where everybody is fucking greedy, and it's normal to be greedy, why the fuck would you not have a fucking ego, dog? It's logical, what they so-called ego. Because at that point, your ego have to protect you. And you're a stupid motherfucker, your ego's going to act stupidly, just like you. But when you start having life knowledge as you're becoming humble, your ego's chilling like Bob Dylan. You know, that's the difference between the masters. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, a lot of you are being now, because you don't have that type of knowledge, your ego has become your master. Because he's got to act, because he's got to think like, when somebody's being triggered, all of these things, it's like the energy cannot lie. That's why when people, you know, they teaching you about body language is nothing but the spirit expressing itself. One way or another motherfucking other. The spirit never lies. Your energy never lies, bro. You can tell me, man, I'm having a wonderful day, but I'm having a wonderful day, man. Just by my energy. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it sure look like you're having a wonderful day, being like this. You see what I'm trying to say to you? So, you know, that's why we got to eat from the tree of life. The Kabbalion. It opened up your perspective. That's another one that would help you to open up your heart too. That's the heart knowledge. I call it heart knowledge because it opened up your heart. That's the type of knowledge that Jesus was saying when they wanted to stone the prostitute. Nigga say, yeah, man. Whichever one of you, you know what I'm saying? It gives you a broader perspective. Because I remember the first time I read that shit, I didn't expect that was going to be Jesus' response. So when you hear that shit for the first time, it opened up your mind, nigga. Or I don't know for you, but I had a react like wow, literally wow. I'm trying to give you all a few sites out there. That's what I do. So that type of knowledge gives you a broader perspective. For you to build a solid foundation, it has to be built on spiritual values. Meaning you have to understand who you are. And not allowing yourself to be limited to, again, we're not saying money is bad here. Get money, nigga. Shit. Nigga. Get money. You know what I mean? But if you don't have it, it's okay too, man. It's okay too, man. All right? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I mean, shit, it's all part of life, ain't it? So, okay, so should poor people kill themselves? What are we talking about? So ultimately, what I'm saying is, it comes down to you. That's why they say sometimes when people have money, it only maximize or reveal their true self. You know what I'm saying? A nigga like me, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we're blessing people around us. You hear me? You know what I mean? Oh, come on now. That's what we do. Nah, man, we stay blessed, baby. But I'm saying all of that to say, again, going back to building that solid foundation, it has to be built on precious stones, man. Those are the wisdom. Those are the divine qualities. And as you're doing so, it allows you to have a true balance. That's how you are balanced over here. That's why the knowledge has to become wisdom. I'm sorry. The knowledge has to become wisdom. The words got to be made flesh. That's how you become the God walking down here amongst men. The experience is becoming different. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I love it. So start by doing a few things that you like, that you truly take pleasure in. You know, try not to please other people. You see what I'm saying? Pleasing other people, listen, it means now at this point, you can't be yourself. You're doing things, you know, that's why they tell you people are not living their life based on who they are, but who they should be. So you being fake, now you around other fake motherfuckers, you're living a fake life. Of course, that's when you're going to have all of those competition, the bad mouthing, whew, the toxicity, and all of that. It's only right. That type of life is based, you know, on a separation of their divinity, you know, because you're divine, your divinity has to come together with your humanity. It's got to be made flesh. That's how you become the divine one. The whole idea of Jesus on earth, that's what it means. You know, it's you attaining or reaching that level of consciousness on earth. Now, when you're walking around, people may see the halo around you. You have your aura, your vibration, everything. Come on, niggas, I'm giving you the shit, man. You know what I'm saying? When you show up somewhere, people see you. That's what a star is, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them. I'm a star, baby. You know? The shining one. The bright one. The silent one. I'll take all of them. So, again, the point here, so understand, to find balance, you got to tap into your divinity or your spirituality, or you have to activate your spirit. And that type of work, you know, that's what it makes it hidden, because you got to look for it. You got to put that work in. Well, that's your job. That's why you came here. That's the only reason why you came here. Nothing else. It's for you to become conscious, fully conscious. Now, you may use magic. You could do everything else. All of that, it comes from you because you're spirit anyway. So now when you're talking about magic, that's why I was telling niggas, magic do not make you spiritual, motherfucker. Or they'll not even make you conscious either. I mean, there's a certain level of consciousness you have, of course, because you're dealing with elements. You could, you know what I'm saying, light up a candle, and you know what I'm saying, you could do a couple things like, that's good, that's cool, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Or you can even do the law of manifestation. All right, that's cool. All right. It's all things that was, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing new. It comes out of you. Now, what's going to make a difference now? It's when you attain that Christ consciousness. Meaning now you know who you are. In other words, that's how your heart becomes as light as a feather. You have truly ascended, awakened. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about here. That's the name of the game. That's why you're here. Just to be conscious. That's it. But no, it's not just that. But it's. I mean, what I'm saying by just that, like, it's the journey too. This is you materialized. This is you doing your shadow work. I mean, I know what I said, but there's a process to it. That's you being born again. That's you now getting in touch with your higher self. I mean, as you're going to be born again, now you're going to have to learn how to walk, spiritually now. Then now you start, It's like you've been unplugged, but now you got to learn how to see, right? You got to learn how to talk. You got to know how to work, how to walk, sorry. All right, then. So that's the shadow work. That's all of these things. Now you have in a higher state of consciousness, you seeing things differently. You have a better understanding of your reality. The reality didn't change. It's the same reality. You get to see it differently. That's when Neo was like, I used to eat there. And that place is still there. That's why they call it an illusion. You know what I'm saying? And here's something else too. The way you're looking at life now is not the way you were looking at life when you were 12 years old. What has changed? Understanding. And with understanding now gives you another perspective of the reality around you, which is still the same reality. It's like you're just catching up to it, baby. It's always been around there. That's why they tell you life always happened. We're catching up to it. You see what I'm saying? Now the mind control comes in while you asleep. That's how they're able to control your mind. Meaning when you're not conscious. And I'll give you a perfect example. You may used to watch a lot of movies. You couldn't get the messages, but once you become conscious, now you could see what they're doing. You can understand the message. That's because you become conscious first. So that's why the people that are rocking the bed, you know what I'm saying, they're already dead people. That's why when you become conscious, that shit got nothing on you. That's why this is for the living too. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to look for other motherfuckers who's waking up. That's what makes this knowledge for the livings. This type of knowledge is for the livings, man. You know what I'm saying? The initiates. But anyway, wow. I mean, there's like so many different angles we can actually go with that. But let's bring it back to what we were talking about in terms of the foundations. You know what I'm saying? So I was also talking about the ego. See, having the right foundation with, the trio, the knowledge of life or the heart knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives you a whole perspective on life. Now, your ego is not your enemy. Your shadow self is not your enemy. In fact, you learn how to work with it better. And they were never your enemy to begin with because they appear to be your enemy because you were feeding them fucked up information. Like, it's like, nigga, if you're a dumb nigga, you're going to act dumb, nigga. What the fuck? How you going to be a stupid motherfucker and have a good ego? Or not having a fucking ego? It's always the dumb motherfuckers that got ego, bro. You know what I'm saying? The smarter you get, the more knowledge you get, you tend to control yourself a little better. I'm showing you the fucking ignorance, man. The science of ignorance. The people are perishing due to lack of knowledge. But truly, ignorance. Because the knowledge is all around us. That's why when you're toxic, you don't know you're toxic, bro. It was the same you. It was, you know what I'm saying? You just don't know. Until you reach a higher state of consciousness. That's why I tell people, man, if you can't tell me how stupid you used to be, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't think I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tell you, man, the quiet ones, like you never made a mistake, nigga. Okay. That's not the perfect ones I'm talking about. Those are the ones you might want to, you know what I'm saying? You know, when they're being triggered, oh, you know, you're going to know because they haven't overcome it. It's still part of their process. You can only talk about something you understand, right? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they were saying in the Matrix. You can't make choices past the thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So again, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know what I'm saying, I talk about African spirituality. Because African spirituality is all about ma'at, meaning, you know, balance, the scale, the harmony, the yin and the yang, the negative with the positive, the masculine and the feminine. They got to come together. Matter and spirit. You know, now when you start looking at it this way, your perspective is different. Now you get to see the reality for what it is. Now there's no fight between you and and yourself or your ego. Do you see what I'm saying? So now to build a solid foundation, it's important for you to build. I mean, it has to be created on divine values. Finding what your passion is, because it's part of the spirit expressing itself. So you're making the connection to your true self. You know, it may not. I mean, it's a journey. So the more you walk in that path, the better reception you're gonna have with your higher self. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, then you come to understand, like, shit, man, like that's why, like, it's not really you don't give a fuck. In fact, you give a whole lot of fuck. That's why I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Before I really didn't give a fuck. I thought I was giving a fuck. The nerve of me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? How can you not giving a fuck and acting like you give a fuck? Shit, nigga, I was lying to myself. You know what I'm saying? But now it's a whole different ball game, baby. You know what I'm saying? I give a fuck so much that I don't give a fuck. But I'm also saying, you know what I'm saying, because my foundation is based on divine values, which is the true self. And ultimately, that would lead you to connect with the universe. That's the relationship between the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, which is, you know what I'm saying, the knowledge, the Sakti, the you know what I'm saying, the feminine energy, however the fuck you want to call it. That's that perfect union. You have Osiris, Horus, and who else? And Seth? And Isis. Isis. So I was talking about the feminine energy, right? Horus, which is your spirit, and then your consciousness. It's all the same shit. That's the Holy Communion. That's the Holy Sacrament. That's the alignment between the mind, body, and soul. That's the relationship between the dad and the son and Isis, the mother. It's simply talking about you. Telling you, you know what I'm saying, what you should be experiencing. And now, as you're learning about these things, your job is to make it real. Today, this shit is happening, dog. You made that shit happen today. You know what I'm saying? You talk all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You say, yo, listen. You know what I'm saying? All the blinds will see. You know what I'm saying? The lames are going to walk. You say all that shit. You say today. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. But that today is us talking about materializing. That's why when you have knowledge, it's for you to become wise. You know what I'm saying? You have knowledge to make better choices, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what knowledge is helping you, giving you better perspective. Well, the more of that knowledge you are now, the way you acting with the knowledge, that's why every knowledge should be it's got to become wisdom. Otherwise, you just talk. You got to move a certain way, baby, because you recognize a tree by its fruit. Well, dumb motherfuckers do dumb shit, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're always finding yourself regretting what you do, that's because you're dumb. It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Try again. But don't do the same thing again, though. Then that's how you're using your failure. I mean, it's not really a failure if you learn. That's why in life, it's either you win or you learn. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing for keeps, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing to win. I don't know about you. I don't want to play and lose, man. We ain't doing that out here. And I want all y'all to be winners. You know what I'm saying? All you motherfuckers to become winners, man. What you doing? I'm saying, find your beauty and stay on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I found mine. Then get yours, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying to you. I already got mine. Oh, I'm straight. I'm just telling you to get yours. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my job. But again, let's try to go back to, because I wanted to expand on the spirit too, like your reaction, your shadow self, all of these things, is the spirit expressing itself, and now it's being externalized or it's being displayed a certain way. When the person have the wounded child, when you're being triggered, that energy in you. Now, people may not like, I have a different sight. That's how I'm telling you. I'm giving you the story. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving it to you differently. You know what I'm saying? Brace yourself. You know what I'm saying? We're about to take off, baby. We're taking off already. You feel me? We're taking off already. So, oh shit. It is what it is. So, we're talking about, having, it's not how much you see, but it's how are you looking at it. Even from a matrix perspective, they're showing you, now you're looking at this reality with the dots, so you're looking at things differently. So for me, I'm trying to give you that sight, so then when you see, even when someone's being triggered, you know what I'm saying? In other words, that's what we say, your spirituality is your humanity. Now, how are you looking at it? That's why we got to heal our wounded child. To do what? The whole purpose is to get your light to be as light as a feather. Meaning for you to have transcended. These are physical work, baby. Acknowledgement, your behavior will change. Now you have compassion for other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Your divinity has to take place. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of humanity. That's the beauty of humanity. You know what I'm saying? That's when you're not acting fucked up. You're not selfish. You know what I'm saying? You're looking out from brother to brother. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with my brother? And my bitches. What's up? You know what I mean? I'm for y'all, baby. Listen, I'm doing my part. How you take it, that's on you. I got proof. You know what I'm saying? The angel sees it. And this is also being recorded. And it's going to be published. Nigga, I'm covering my ass over here. Tell these niggas you see me working. Okay? Listen, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm doing, I'm putting the shit out there. I'm putting the shit out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling out on you niggas, man. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I gotta have that Haitian shell, you know what I'm saying? Calling on y'all niggas. What's going on? The knowledge gotta be wisdom. That's why when we're talking about spirituality, it's just a reflection of this is our life. It's everything that we do. It's you taking a shit, you fucking a bitch, whatever the fuck. That's why even in something simple as sex, it's not just sex too. That's why you could do magic out of that shit. I'm just showing you it's like it's more than what it appears to be. That's why motherfuckers are telling you about sex magic too, isn't it? So it's more than just fucking, man. Energy exchange and all of that shit. I remember, I don't know who told me that shit, but the shit went like this though. When you fucking with somebody you don't like, and if y'all saying, okay, we're just fucking, one of you is gonna catch feelings. Something's gonna happen. You don't want to play that game, baby. You know what I'm saying? Something's gonna happen. You're dealing with energy, man. Especially when you don't understand the messages. That's how you are creating your feelings. Your feelings are being created by energy, internal and external energy that you come in contact with. The first time you got hurt, something that you didn't like, something that you like. This is energy that's being translated through message. And now you're creating feelings. Oh, nigga, there's a whole lot of shit going on here. When you're looking at a baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, that state of consciousness, this is the spirit too. The spirit is here. We're here to set the spirit free. By you knowing who you are. That's the name of the game. That's why you came down here, man. Nothing else, man. Once your shit is free, nigga, you good. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. And now it's like I'll give you a perfect example. A lot of times we always say life is short. But you only say that because you identify yourself with that physical self, man. I'm not saying I'm not going to die. But when I'm in touch with my divine side, I know it's just a transition. Because I already know that I'm fucking eternal. So what kind of power death would it fucking have on me? And if you understand your spirit, and if you come to this world, well, you gotta enter, right? And that's you being born. That's birth. Then after that experience, you have to go back to who you are. Well, that's death. So there's nothing bad about it, man. You never hear people, you know what I'm saying? Those are just portals. A lot of people are looking at death in such a negative way because of how you identify yourself with it. Again, that's dealing with the occult. It's just to have a better understanding of your day-to-day life, your regular life, your humanity. Spirituality's got to be practical. In other words, shit. You know what I'm saying? If we're learning to stay the same, I mean, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a time where I used to speak like a little boy, right? And now, goddamn it, shit. Things don't change, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The talk is different now. And it has to be. Otherwise, what the fuck? There's no transformation. Wow. That's crazy, man. Now, that part is crazy. Like, you sleeping all that time, nigga. You didn't take a break out all that shit. Nigga slept all day. Now, some niggas just came here, y'all just sleeping the whole fucking life. And then you come back again. Like, nigga, come on, man. How you gonna sleep your whole fucking life, nigga? Especially, like, if you're, like, in your 90s and shit. Come on, man. And here's something else, too. That's why longevity on Earth doesn't matter either. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can have a fulfilling life. Well, you know, for you Jesus niggas, your physical Jesus, there you go. Jesus died at the age of 33. At 33. Mm-hmm. But, you know what I'm saying? His life is the life. He didn't live for 500 years. You know what I'm saying? For longevity. Again, you know, like, once you connected, once you know the truth, it sets you free. That's the freedom that I'm talking about. Doesn't matter. Because now you know the truth. You know that's your spirit. You know what you come down here to do, man. That's the cell. That's that consciousness, man. Your ancestors are proud of you. Look at you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my ancestors, man. Come on, man. I'm speaking for all them niggas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be dropping names, but you already know. Yeah, so all of you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, it's beautiful, man. Like, it has to be lived, experienced. You know, and that's the purpose of the spirit being down here, man. It's to materialize the spirit. And that's why the word's got to be made flesh. That knowledge has to become wisdom. And that's how you become a better human being. And now you are, you know what I'm saying, experiencing the divine on earth, in the physical. That's how the divine is everywhere. Then now you could talk about as it is within, so it is without. That perfect correspondence. That's what the Kabbalions are telling you, nigga. Giving you those laws. How to do certain things. How things work. The code. For you to have better understanding. So this already is already mapped out for us. That's what our ancestors did. When you're reading about the Kabbalion, Tahuti left that shit for you, nigga. He already done new work for you. That's why we gotta honor these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And now we were just picking up the work. Literally. Now we're just doing the same thing that they fucking did. That's our connection. It's a linear, like it doesn't stop. That's how I could see Tahuti in me, and Tahuti will definitely see himself in me. Oh, I know. You feel me? Come on, we're not playing around, man. We're not joking at all, man. That's That's it, baby. So, depending on where you are on your journey, start little. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it makes a difference. Everything matters. Everything matters. Everything's being recorded, man. Everything matters. That's why everything is connected. You know what I'm saying? And knowledge is represented as a tree. Because once your understanding goes in different aspect of your life, oh, it takes you far, baby. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes not that far. But we know what this is all about, though. That's why this is all mental. That's why it's important for you to master your own mind, understand your psychology. In other words, understanding the makeup, how your spirit think, how is it being reflected down here. You got to master that. But to master anything means you make it yours. You know what I'm saying? When you make some shit yours, part of your routine, you master that shit, man. That shit ain't shit. You master, you know what I'm saying, brushing your teeth, nigga. Right? You mastered that. You made it yours. You didn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is just give you that brush and that fucking toothpaste, nigga, you good. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have a toothpaste, I'm pretty sure there's other shit you could do. You know what I'm saying? So much now you want to get your teeth all white, your whitening strips, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? You done master that shit. That's why it doesn't matter. That's how you are set free. But again, to get back to, building that solid foundation or rebuilding our foundation, depending on where you're at with it. But even that's foundation is a false foundation. That's why I call it the false self. It's based on external, it's based on people pleasing. You're seeking validation from the outside instead of yourself. That's why people would kill people. Your ego, like, to protect you, depending on how much you believe in that shit. Or how connected you are too, because those are all shit. Those are all power too, man. Those are all energy. Right? That's why you got to know where you're putting your energy to. If that's where you're putting your energy, that's what I'm saying. If money is your motivation, that means you're putting your energy in it, not having a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. This is crazy. I mean, not crazy, but there's going to be a chain of events that's going to go with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you choose to be in a gang, bro, like, shit, well, you're going to have to do some gang shit. Depending on your perspective. How are you moving? Do you see what I'm saying? That's why it's important for you to understand how are you being, what type of information that you're feeding your mind. Because what you're feeding your mind, that's the conditioning of your mind. And that is the meaning of mind control. See, mind control is not about convincing you about anything. Mind control is how they already got you to think. You know what I'm saying? Like, society has been trained. That is mind control, because it trained you to be a certain way from the very beginning. There's a certain behavior that is expected of you. That's how you got to act. Do you see what I'm saying? And that model is not based on pretty much internal values. That's why people are talking about statuses. You know what I'm saying? It's validation. What do you have? What school you went to? All external shit only. And that's the foundation of toxicity too. You know, because it's gonna be hatred, delusion, envy, jealousy. You know what I'm saying? That's what stems from that type of attachment or life perspective or limited perspective. Or you identifying only with your physical self. That's why you have to cultivate the divinity, the divine in you. I'm going to leave it there. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely a pleasure having you guys. Check out the Patreon. You already know. Bravo. Mali.